What?
Yeah, y'all live.
All right, cool. So, first off, I want to give all praises to Yhwh, Bahashem, and we just want to give thanks for gathering on this, enter into the Shabbat. My name is Brother Sarak, and this is
Brother Isaias.
Brother Isaias. And right now we're doing Prince of Power, School of Yeshurun. Right now we're doing a class. The title of the class is called Perfection in the Eyes of Yhwh. And basically what we're going to be covering over this class is being perfect. And what that truly means in the Bible, because we always talk about be therefore perfect, we gotta be perfect and stuff like that. But we always there's a way to being perfect, and there's a road to getting to perfection. So we're gonna go and tie into that. We're gonna dig out some scriptures. We're also gonna be going into some terms and stuff like that, so we can get a better understanding of what we can pull out the scriptures. So go ahead and go to the next slide, man. All right, so this right here, if you can read that off for me, this right here is the coordinates. So if you go into like a blue letter Bible or something like that, this is the definition of perfect. Go ahead.
Complete.
Right.
Whole.
Right.
Entire.
Okay.
Sound.
Go ahead.
Complete. Whole. Entire. Healthful. Wholesome.
Unimpaired.
Unimpaired. Innocent. Having integrity. What is a complete or entirety in accord with truth and fact?
Go ahead and read off that Strong's definition.
Strong's definition. Entire, literally, figuratively, or morally.
So perfection is when it's literally you're complete. Something that's complete. It could be figuratively, literally, or morally. Something that's full, that's complete. It has no blemish. It's perfect. That's basically what it means, without spot. Go ahead and go to the next slide.
Impeccable.
Impeccable. Give me first. Go over. Not bad. All right, let's start with Deuteronomy 32, verse 4. Deuteronomy 32, verse 4. Because like I said, we got to go into perfection. So this right here, we're showing that the Lord is perfect and that complete, that without spot, that's the Most High. So go ahead and read that off for me.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, and verse 4.
Go ahead.
He is the rock.
Right.
His work is perfect.
Right.
For all his ways are judgment. A God of truth.
Start at 1.
Start at 1?
Right.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Give ear,
Right.
O ye heavens, and I will speak. And hear, O earth, the words of my mouth.
Go ahead.
My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew. As the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass.
Go ahead.
Because I will publish the name of the Lord. Ascribe ye greatness unto our God.
Go ahead.
He is the rock.
Go ahead.
His work is perfect.
It's what?
His work is perfect.
So all of his works from the beginning to the end, the creation process, everything of the Most High, his work is what?
His work is perfect.
Meaning complete or full. Go ahead.
For all his ways are judgment,
Uh-huh.
and God of truth, and without iniquity. Just and right is he.
So we all know that the Most High is perfect. He is without blemish. His work is perfect, and his ways are judgments. Meaning everything that you see is not grievous. Everything in the Bible is not grievous. It's good for us. Not eating pork, not eating lobster, not horning our women. Things that we see in the Bible is the reason why we have to do things like cutting up our head. There's a reason why the Most High gave us these instructions. There's a reason why we have to not shave our beard. You see what I'm saying? There's a reason, because it's perfect. And that's in the eyes of the Most High God. There's a reason we might not know, but our thoughts is not the Most High thoughts. Go ahead and go to the next slide. So, are we to be perfect? Give me 1 Kings 8 and 61. Are we to be perfect? Because we always talk about, the Most High perfect. No one's really like the Most High. No one can be like the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we are to be perfect the same way the Most High is perfect. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 8, and verse 61. And it reads, on the 8th day, he sent the people away.
1 Kings 8:61.
8:61. 1 Kings 8:61. Okay. Let your heart therefore be perfect with the Lord.
It says, let your heart therefore be perfect with the Lord. Go ahead.
Our God, to walk in his statutes,
right,
and to keep his commandments, as at this day.
So it says, let your hearts therefore be perfect with the Lord, to walk in his commandments and to keep his commandments. So we must have a perfect heart. Go to 1 Chronicles chapter 28. That heart, you must have a perfect heart in order to walk out the walls, statute commandments. And I'm going to prove that according to Scripture. That perfection is always talking about the heart, your mind. We all know your mind is tying in with the heart, and that when you go into the Scriptures. But let your heart, meaning your mind, be perfect with the Lord, because everything starts with a thought. It all starts with a mindset. It all starts in your mind. In your mind. So in order to be perfect in your mind, eventually your actions are going to be perfect. Go ahead and read that out. 1 Corinthians 28.
1 Corinthians?
1 Chronicles. My fault. Go ahead.
All right. 1 Chronicles chapter 28, verse 9. And thou, Solomon, my son, know thou the God of thy fathers, and serve him with a perfect heart.
A what?
And serve him with a perfect
So
heart.
that perfect heart is tying in with that mindset. Serve him with a perfect mind, because once you have a mindset towards the Most High, everything else shall follow. Everything else is going to come about. You're going to be walking out the commandments. You're going to be doing the feast days. You're going to be doing things in the Most High that's pleasing in the eyes of the Most High. Why? Because you have that mindset, that perfect mindset. Go ahead.
And with a willing mind.
And with the willing mind. So you got to be wanting to do the commandments. You can't just be forced. All this has to be willing. Go ahead.
For the Lord searcheth all hearts.
He does what?
He searcheth all hearts.
So the Lord knows the thoughts of all men. All right. He's searching all hearts, meaning all minds. Go ahead.
And understandeth all the imaginations of the thoughts.
So that's why you have to have a perfect heart towards the Most High, because your imaginations is what he searches out. Through your imaginations, we can see your lust, we can see your envy, we can see your jealousy. That all comes about within your imaginations, your mindset, your thought process. Go ahead.
If thou seek him.
If you what?
If thou seek
So
him.
if you want to follow the Most High, if you want to get closer to God, if you want to get closer to Yhwh, Jesus, go ahead.
He will be found of thee.
Right.
But if thou forsake him, he will cast thee off forever.
So we all know, the sheep hear my word. You see what I'm saying? So if you truly trying to get to know the Most High, if you truly trying to find the Most High, he's going to find you. But he also knows the heart and the understanding of all imaginations that come about in man. Go ahead and go to the next slide. Must be like God. Just be like the Most High. Give me Genesis chapter 1, verse 26.
Book of Genesis.
A lot of people like to say, we can't be like God. There's no way. The Christian church has been telling you, you know what I'm saying, that God has favor with you. But you got to understand that we ourselves is the reason why the Most High said, ye are gods, man. It's not just, he's just saying that to give you an adjective or just give you a compliment. He literally wants us to be as him, as he is. Because he created us in his likeness. Go ahead and read that out. Genesis 1 and 26.
The book of Genesis chapter 1 and verse 26. And God said, let us make man in our image.
In our what?
In our image.
Go ahead.
After our likeness.
After our what?
After our
so
likeness.
The Most High also made us after his likeness. Not just his image, but also his likeness. That means the things that he do. The Most High also has feelings. The Most High also is angry. He also is jealous. He also has emotions. He is a jealous God, right? He also has a balance in everything in life. He hates, he loves, right? Proverbs 11 talks about, a false balance in the abomination. So, everything the Most High has, we also have those traits too, right? Go ahead.
And God said, let us make man in our image.
Right.
After our likeness.
After our likeness, go ahead.
And let them have dominion over the fish of the sea,
right.
and over the fowls of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creepy thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Now give me Luke chapter 6 verse 40. Knowing that. Knowing this, let's go to Luke chapter 6 verse 40. Because we know that the Most High made us in his image after his likeness. So let's go to Luke chapter 6 verse 40.
The book of Luke chapter 6 and verse 40.
Go ahead.
The disciple is not above his master.
It's not what?
The disciple is not above his master.
Go ahead.
But everyone that is perfect.
That is what?
But everyone that is perfect.
That is perfect. Go ahead.
Shall be as his master.
So we got to be just like Yhwh. We got to be just like Yhwh. We got to be just like our master. If we walk in perfect in his truth, we're going to be just like them. That's what we must be, just like Yhwh, man. Go ahead and go to the next slide. The infamous Bible verse. We all know this verse. Give me Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. I'm just going to read it. Matthew 5,
Matthew
48.
chapter 5 and verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect,
Right.
even as your Father in heaven is perfect.
So this is Yhwh. He's telling us to be perfect, even as your Father, which is the Most High, in heaven is perfect. So we gotta be just like God. We gotta walk out these commandments. We gotta be loving one another, not eating shrimp and pork and lobster, putting out these pagan holidays, do what the Most High asks us to do. All right. So go on to the next slide. We're gonna go into that. And this is that. Go back to the next slide real quick. But this is the reason why I have if you look at the perfect on this one, if you go into the Hebrew, it's a different word. It's not the same definition. It's not the same meaning of the earlier definition that I brought out, which is the first slide. Go on to the next slide. I'll show you what this one is. Right, read it out.
Brought to its end.
Right.
Finished.
What?
Brought to its end. Finished.
Go ahead.
Wanting nothing necessary to completeness.
It's completeness. Go ahead.
Perfect.
Right.
That which is perfect.
So this type of perfect is different from the perfect that is being displayed in Genesis. The perfect that was talked about in Genesis was referring to the Most High, how He's complete, He's perfect, and that's what we usually like to tie in when we say you're not perfect or you can't be perfect or ain't no way you can be perfect. We like to tie that in along with the Most High, because the Most High is complete. That means He cannot make mistakes. He is perfect. Everything that He does it, and it's entirely incomplete. We cannot take that same perfection and try to put it on another brother, because it's not the same meaning. This one is a different meaning. This one is being necessarily completeness, perfect in the eyes of the Most High. Full grown adult or full age mature. So being perfect in its truth is slightly a different difference. Give me the Strong's definition. I'm gonna show you.
The Strong's definition of perfect.
Go ahead.
Complete.
Right.
In various applications of
So this is what perfection is in its truth. Being complete in what?
In various applications of labor.
Of what?
Of labor.
So your work in its truth. You putting in the work. You having that complete work, that's being perfect. You doing the work in this truth, that's being perfect. Go ahead. Growth. So you growing in this truth. You have to grow in this truth to be perfect. Being a mature adult, full of age, that's you growing. You being mature in this truth. Go ahead.
Mental and moral character.
So having a mental and moral character, when you expand those things and you get complete, how you complete that? By walking out the law, statutes, and commandments. That's how you get that complete mental and moral character. By walking out the loving one to your brother, doing this, doing that, doing what the Most High asks us. That's how you get that complete mental and moral character. Go ahead.
Neuter.
And that's a noun. That means completeness.
Completeness.
Right.
Of full age.
Right.
Man, perfect.
Go on to the next slide. Go ahead. Give me, this is, hold on, I got you. Just read that off for me because, yeah, read that off for me.
But the King Solomon loved many strange women.
Right.
Together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Amorites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites.
So we all know about King Solomon and his lust for other women. He had 1,000 concubines and many wives. He also, was together with the daughters of the other nations, the Chinese, the Edomites, the white women, I think that's the Africans. Go on to verse 2.
Of the nations concerning which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them. Right. Neither shalt thou come in unto them. So
we're not supposed to go into the other nations. Go ahead.
For surely they will turn your heart after their gods.
And that going into is talking about, of the other nations you should not go into. That's talking about having sex, giving it to marriage, stuff like that. Read that again.
Solomon played unto thee in love.
Where you at? Go ahead.
From the top.
Verse 2.
Of the nations concerning which the Lord say unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go to them. You shall not go into them. Neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods.
Right.
Solomon played unto these in love.
Verse 3.
And he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines.
Right.
And his wives turned away his heart.
So the wives turned away, eventually turned Solomon away from the Most High. That's what the wives did. That's why they told us not to mess with the women of the other nations, because eventually you're going to be celebrating Christmas, you're going to be celebrating Halloween, you're going to be celebrating other stuff that you didn't even know about. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you celebrating Dragon of the New Year, so with the Chinese woman. You see what I'm saying? So go to verse 4.
For it came to pass when Solomon was old,
right,
that his wife turned away his heart after other gods. He turned away his heart after other gods. And his heart was not perfect.
It was not what?
His heart was not perfect with the Lord
So
his God,
like I said, that heart, that mindset, God, is not perfect with the Most High, God.
as was the heart of David his father.
So that heart was not perfect. We all know that heart is tying in with your mind. That's why when I like to say a perfect heart makes a perfect man. Because once you have that perfect heart, that mindset of the Most High, eventually you're going to be walking out these commandments. That's all it is. Go on to the next slide. And eventually Solomon ended up getting punished. So we're going to read that out. Verse 9.
Verse 9. And the Lord was angry with Solomon
Right.
because his heart was turned from the Lord
So,
God of
so
Israel,
Solomon did not have a perfect heart. Go ahead.
which had appeared unto him twice,
Right.
and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods.
Right.
But he kept not that which the Lord commanded.
So he did not keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Basically, he went and served other women, starting to get with other women, other guys, building statues. That's what Solomon did. He basically defiled the temple. Go to verse 11.
Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon,
Right.
For as much as this is done to thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant
Right.
and my statutes which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy
So
servant.
he eventually, gave the kingdom to the other nations, except he left a piece of the land to the tribe of Judah. So Jerusalem won't be completely taken away. Go on to the next slide. Job chapter 8, verse 8-19. And this is what that being perfect, what it brings about. Once you start to walk perfect in the eyes of the Most High, this is the benefits of that. Job chapter 8, verse 19.
The book of Job, chapter 8, and verse 19.
Right.
Behold, this is the joy of his way,
Right.
and out of the earth shall others grow,
Right.
till he fill thy mouth with laughing, and thy lips with rejoicing. Hold on, I'm sorry. Salaki. Behold, God will not cast away a perfect man.
He will not what?
He will not cast away a perfect
So the
man,
Most High would never cast away a perfect man. Go ahead.
neither will he help the evildoer.
So even he's not going to help the evildoers. That's why he tells us not to help the homeless, because you got a lot of people out there on the streets be like, what you doing with the homeless? You know what I'm saying? We don't help the evildoers. We don't help other people that's not in this truth, because they're not of God. Go to Psalms chapter 18, verse 30.
The book of Psalms, chapter 18, and verse 30.
Go ahead.
As for God, his way is perfect.
Right, like I said at the beginning, the Most High way is perfect. Go ahead.
The word of the Lord is tried.
Right.
He is a buckler to all those that trust in him.
He's a what?
He is a buckler to all those who trust in him.
And that goes into him helping out, him receiving, providing for those that trust in the Most High. Go to Psalms, stand up the same book, go to 84, chapter 84, verse 11.
The book of Psalms, chapter 84, verse 11. For the Lord God is a sun and shield. The Lord will give grace and glory.
Right.
No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly.
Walking uprightly is being perfect, because once we go into the synonyms and stuff like that, perfectness, you're going to see upright, holy, stuff like that. Those type of words, those type of meanings. So he's not gonna hold no good thing from him that walketh uprightly. So if you continue to walk uprightly, to walk perfect, eventually everything is going to. But you have to be first tried. It's not just going to be you coming to this truth, everything is going to be given to you. That's not how it works. In order to be perfect, sometimes you have to be tried as gold. You have to be tried as fire, within fire. Go to the next verse.
O Lord of hosts, blessed is the man that trusteth
So
in
blessed
thee.
is the man that trusteth in thee. Go on to the next slide. Examples of our forefathers being perfect. Genesis 6 and 9. I think we all know this one. Genesis 6 and 9. A few examples of people in the Bible besides, Christ and Yhwh and Yahweh being perfect. You also have men just like us. Noah, Job, Abraham. Men just like us that walked this earth with flesh and blood. They also was perfect in the eyes of the Most High. God.
The book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 9.
God.
These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect
He was
in his
what?
generation. He was a just man and perfect.
So Noah
in his
also was
generation.
just and perfect. Noah was also just and perfect. That perfect doesn't necessarily mean you're just gonna be walking out the laws. That's what it brings about. But during this time, you didn't have the fringes. You had very few laws at the time. You didn't have the 613. But since he had that mindset towards the Most High, just like Abraham did, they were considered perfect, and their faith counted as righteousness. Give me Genesis 17:01.
The book of Genesis, chapter 17 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And Abram was 90 years old and 9.
Right.
And the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the mighty God. Walk before me, and be thou perfect.
And be what?
And be thou perfect.
So Abraham came about when God went to Abraham. He went to Abraham and made Abraham perfect. And like I said, through Abraham's faith, it made him perfect. Through him listening to the Most High, him going up there to the mountain with Isaac, and then him about to sacrifice his son. That's what made him perfect, because he did listen to the Most High. He also had that mindset towards the Most High to do what the Most High asked him to do. Give me Job chapter 1 verse 8.
Book of Job, chapter 1, verse 8.
Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth,
Right.
a perfect and upright man?
And so Job also was a perfect and upright man. The Most High actually boasted about Job being perfect and upright. That's why he went to Satan. Satan came to him. He even considered, you thought about Job though? You see what I'm saying? Because Job, he had that mindset towards the Most High. That's why the Most High blessed him. He had he had sheep, he had a good family, he had wealth, land. Go on to the next slide. Psalms 33 and 33. Let's get that.
The book of Psalms, chapter 33 and verse 133 or 33?
No, 33. 37 verse 37. Salaki.
Book of Psalms, chapter 137.
No, 37.
37. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Verse 37. Verse 37. 37 and 37.
37. Salaki. Book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 37.
Go ahead.
Mark the perfect man.
Does what?
Mark the perfect man.
Go ahead.
And behold the upright.
And behold the upright. Go ahead.
For the end of that
Of that
man is peace.
So the end of that man is peace. So eventually, you walking out these commandments, you're going to get peace. You're not going to be worried about how to pay bills, how to do this and that with family members. You got drama and stuff going on in your household. That's not going to be coming about. You're going to have peace. And that's one thing that we try to go after, even with the kingdom, because the kingdom is going to bring about peace. That's one thing that is very valuable. Go ahead and go verse 38.
But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The transgressors shall be destroyed together.
So, those who choose not to walk after these commandments, not to put down the pork, not to stop celebrating pagan holidays, they're going to be destroyed altogether. Go ahead.
The end of the wicked shall be cut off.
And the end of the wicked is going to be cut off, period. That's what Edom, because it talks about how Edom is the border of wickedness. They're going to be cut off. Everybody that's doing wickedly out here is going to be cut off. Verse 9, 39.
But the salvation of the righteous.
But the what?
But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord.
It's of the Lord, right?
He is the strength in the time of trouble.
So eventually we have to depend on the Most High, trust in the Most High in our time of trouble. Go to verse 40.
And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them, because they trust in him.
And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. And he shall deliver them from the wicked and save them, because they trust in the Most High. That's you from being perfect. Go ahead. Leviticus 22 and 21. Let's get that. This kind of goes into more of a symbolic meaning about the Levitical law, and also the Romans. I'm gonna tie that in. Leviticus 22 and 21.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 22 and verse 21.
Go ahead.
And whosoever offereth a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Lord.
So if you want to offer a peace offering to the Lord, right?
To accomplish his vow.
Right.
Or a free will offering in beeves or sheep, it shall be perfect to be accepted.
And that's any type of sacrificial offering. It has to be the best of the best. It has to be perfect. That's anything that comes to the Most High. He's gonna want the best, the complete, the perfect. He's gonna want that. Go ahead. Now go to Romans chapter 12, verse 1.
There shall be no blemish therein.
And there should be no blemish, man. That the meaning perfect, being perfect. Go to Romans chapter 12, verse 1.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 1.
Go ahead. This also ties in with us.
I beseech you, therefore, brethren,
Right.
by the mercies of God,
Right.
that you present your bodies as a living
Gotta
sacrifice.
do what?
That you present your body as a living
So we
sacrifice.
also got to present ourselves as a living sacrifice. Us presenting ourselves as a living sacrifice is our peace offering. That's us saying we're coming back. We're crying out to the Most High. We want to come back and we want to be part of the fold. That's our present our bodies as a living sacrifice and perfect. That's how it's acceptable in the eyes of the Most High. Go ahead.
Holy,
Right.
acceptable unto God,
And that's how it's acceptable because it's perfect. Go ahead.
which is your reasonable service.
So you walking out this truth, you doing the things in this truth, you being perfect. That's how you get accepted of the Most High God. That's you offering up your sacrifice and Him accepting it because it's perfect. He's not going to do anything else. He's not going to accept anything that's broken, anything that's kind of blemished, and still got some sin in it, some lust in it. You see what I'm saying? He's not going to accept that. It's got to be unblemished. Finn, I think they locked up. I think I'll go together. The road of perfection. Give me Romans chapter 12, verse 2.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, in verse 2.
So this is that road to perfection. How to get that mindset. How to get perfect. Go ahead, Romans 12 and 2.
And be not conformed to this world,
Right.
but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, what is that good,
What?
and acceptable,
Right.
and perfect,
And what?
and perfect.
So by transforming and renewing our mindset, like I was saying in the beginning, our mindset ties in with our heart. So by renewing your mindset, by rethinking your thought process, how you think every day, you might put the job first, you might put money first, you might put the bills first. If you put the Most High first, right? If you just seek the kingdom first, everything else is going to follow. But if you do that, renewing your mind, that's how you prove what is perfect, what is acceptable, and what is good. Verse 3, go ahead.
Will of God. For I say, through the grace given unto me,
Wait, what?
to the grace given unto
So
me,
the grace was given. Go ahead.
to every man that is among you,
Right.
not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think.
Right, so no brother in this truth should think more highly of himself. You know, I'm a righteous leader. You know, I'm out here doing the work. I'm out here, you know, I got a school and stuff like that. Oh, I got, you know, we shouldn't be overthinking ourselves because this is what we're supposed to do. This is our duty. This is the least we can do is present ourselves, do the work, out here doing the work, teaching the people who they are, putting on fringes. That's the least we can do. And even then, we're profitable servants, right? That's what it talks about in, I forgot. I'm not even going to try. Go ahead. Go on there.
But to think soberly according as God has dealt to every man the measure of faith.
But to think soberly according as God has dealt to every man the measure of faith. So to think soberly. That's you out here. You're not, and that soberly is also going into that that doctrine. You know, doctrine is going to the wine and stuff like that. So to think soberly is not going into Ebioism, not going into Christianity, not going into these pagan holidays. That's what it means to be think soberly. You're not into these other doctrines. You're not into these other wine, these other philosophies out here. Go on to the next slide. Give me 2 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 1.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 7, and verse 1.
Go ahead.
And it reads, having therefore these promises, dearly beloved, let us cleanse ourselves from all filthiness of the flesh.
So you have to cleanse yourselves of the filthiness of the flesh, go ahead.
And spirit.
And there's a spirit that dwells in you too, that also wants to go against you, go ahead.
Perfecting holiness in the fear of God.
So that's how you perfect, that's how you get that perfectness, that holiness, that uprightness, that righteousness, by cleansing out that filthiness of the flesh. You have to put away, stop smoking cigarettes. You have to put away the cigarettes. You have to put away the weed. You have to put away the things of the flesh, under the spirit that you might be lusting after women and stuff like that, and start putting on the things of the spirit, perfecting holiness in the fear of Yhwh. James chapter 1 verse 4. Start at verse 3.
The book of James, chapter 1 and verse 3.
God.
Knowing this,
Right.
that the trying of your faith
Right.
worketh patience.
But the trying of your faith worketh what?
Worketh
So the
patience.
trying of your faith, you might be dealing with something over and over again. You might be dealing with a particular situation. You asking the Most High, why you not getting out this situation? Why am I going through this? Or why is this happening to me? It says that your faith working patience. So the Most High is going to put you through certain things in order to work your faith, in order to see how built in you are in this truth, how much you believe in this truth. Go ahead.
But let patience have her perfect work.
But let patience have a what?
Have her perfect
So
work.
eventually, sometimes you're going to need patience in this truth, man. You're going to just have to have long suffering. That's also going to help you towards your perfection. Go ahead.
That they may be perfect.
That you may be what?
That you may be
So
perfect.
through patience, you're not, because a lot of people, they want Yhwh to come back. Oh, I can't walk in these laws and commandments that longer. You know what I'm saying? Through patience, long suffering, that's how you get perfect. There's going to be things that you're going to have to go through, trials you're going to have to go through, tribulations you have to go through, afflictions you have to go through, in order for you to get that patience, in order for you to get that perfection. Go ahead.
That they may be perfect and entire.
And that entire is going into completeness. That's being perfect. Go ahead.
Wanting nothing.
Wanting nothing. Like I was talking about when you go into the breakdown of the perfection, it talks about the emptiness. Wanting nothing to the emptiness. I forgot.
Shalom, be careful.
Or being tried in that furnace.
Yeah. Go on to the next slide. And that was it. So like I said, this whole class is about us going into the spirit, trying to figure out how to be perfect and stuff like that in the eyes of the Most High. We figured out that cleaning off the flesh, like I said, and putting off the spirit that we all have in us. It's not just going to be overnight. We're not just going to be perfect overnight. It doesn't work like that. You see what I'm saying? It's going to take some months, probably some years of this truth, in order to get to that place that the Most High feels like you need to be in, or that He sees you fit to be in. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, I'm going to cut it off on the social media. Is there any questions on the social media?
No.
All right, I believe it all. Do y'all have any questions at all? Okay. We're just going to cut off the social media. With that, we're going to say shalom. Right at the end, man.
Yeah.
Right at the end.
Do I just hit the X on the?
I don't know, man. You see? Nah, push the end, man.
There is no end.
Yo, push the X.
I already did Facebook.
All right. So, yeah.